I'm JB Gill and I'm an ambassador for British Apples and Pears, but I'm also a farmer.
My name is Raymond Blanc. I'm the chef patron of Le Manoir 4 Saisons and of course the ambassador for British Apples and Pears.
It's exciting that it's the start of the apple season.
Yeah, absolutely.
What excites you the most about that?
Well, it's always, the first of anything is always lovely, and the first beautifully ripe apple is always a delight. I am a chef, so obviously I've got many usage for different dishes. At the moment I'm working on an apple soufflé. Oh mon Dieu, It is delicious.
So this is the reason why I got into farming, because for me, being able to grow something, then you see the whole lifespan.
Process.
One of the best things I find with our climate is that they can produce some really delicious tasting and obviously looking as well, apples.
Yes, I agree with you, but also the climate can be so harsh and so humiliating. It's so much, you spend so many years choosing your varieties of apple, and then suddenly there's a frost in June. So I'm glad I'm not a farmer. I've got a huge admiration for farmers. So to you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Okay, because it's a tough job. I prefer to be a chef. I can control things a bit better.
Just how important is seasonality to you? Because for me, it's one of the most important things. It's something that I try and pass down to my children.
That's the foundation of all my business. That's where it starts, where it finishes. That's what I teach my young people. Seasonality defines all what I do.
I always encourage my little boy, he's the eldest, he's 7. I'm always getting him out with me, making sure that when we go shopping, he can't get anything unless it's in season. It's as simple as that.
It makes sense. It tastes better, better nutrients, better everything.
What makes a great apple? Because I like galas, but I know that your favourite isn't that, is it?
My love apple of the Cox, which I fell in love with the British apples when I discovered them about 35 years ago. So much so, I grew my own orchard.
Now, I love growing apples because at my farm, I've found that the wildlife really benefit from us growing what we grow there. How have you found that?
I have a huge biodiversity. I've got bee villages, but chicken will be soon, they'll bring nitrogen in the soil. I've got huge edges, the wildlife too is everywhere.
I have bees on my farm. Of course, the growers here work with local beekeepers. There's a real synergy, isn't there, between biodiversity, the environment, and what's being grown.
Of course, the more biodiversity you can bring into an orchard, the richer it will be.
And how important is it to buy and to sell and to use British produce? These apples as an example.
For me, there's nothing better than close to home. I always say, that's what I profess to all my young chefs, that if it's local, you're bound to have a better produce. Plus, there's no food miles or minimal food miles.
I mean, these trees are looking very bountiful at the moment, and over 9 million of these have been planted over the last 10 years, and they're scheduled to do 1 million a year going forward as well.
Fantastic news, because that means that the British consumer is actually buying British, and that is really exciting.
I love apples. For me, an apple is the quickest treat that I can put in my pocket. Tastes delicious, and for my little kids, especially for my son, I mean, he'd have 5 apples a day if he could. I'm sure you heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Everyone has, and it's true as well.
But why?
It also means that the modern consumers are really understanding that food connects with health, and that an apple a day is part of the 5 and the most nutritious one, and of course delicious as well. Absolutely. So it makes a great deal of sense.